How's it going, everybody? For today's beer review, we're going to be taking a look at Solemn Oath Brewery's Kavorka, a Russian Imperial Stout. So this should be, for me at least, both a treat as well as an interesting experience. This is Kavorka, and it is a Russian Imperial Stout that comes from a brewery that I've never had a beer from before or even really heard of. These guys are called Solemn Oath Brewery. I purchased this while I was in Chicago, strictly off of just the style, because I love Russian Imperial Stouts. And the ABV on this is absolutely massive. It comes in at 11.5% alcohol by volume, so this is huge. I'm trying to see if I can get any information here. Okay, it says thick, chewy, and viscous, with a complex malt profile comprised of roasted barley, dark chocolate, molasses, and dark fruit with a light, piney hop balance. And let's see, these guys are based out of Naperville, Illinois, so it makes sense why I got it out of Chicago, obviously. Yeah, don't have much more to say than that, but yeah, Solemn Oath. Never heard of these guys before. I'm going to be drinking this out of my Duvel snifter glass today, so I'm going to go ahead and get the cap off of here. I'm going to take this off carefully because I don't have a Solemn Oath cap for the beer fridge yet. Alright. Straight out, the color, pitch black, straight out of the bottle. I'm going to pour this really hard. Alright. Super low head potential, but that's to be expected with how high the alcohol is and how viscous the beer is. It poured about a half to 3/4 finger of medium brown colored head. It's almost getting to that burnt caramel color. Not quite yet, though. There's really no need to hold this one in the light because it's pitch black. You can't see through it at all. As far as the smell is concerned, lots of malts, chocolate, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of like a kind of smoked, almost Scotch ale character like you would get from like a peat smoke. And just kind of that, it's hard to put into words, that roughness that a Russian Imperial Stout has. It can almost be equated to like, it's hard to put into words, like an earthiness, almost a rough earthiness, like ground rock kind of thing going on. It's really hard to explain, but there's almost there's a very like jagged roughness when you have a Russian style Imperial Stout. Sometimes it's even like a licorice or kind of an herbal medicinal tone. It's a lot more earthy, sort of. And yeah, it actually has a lot of peat smoke going on in it. Definitely some Scotch ale characteristics as far as the smell goes. I can't wait to give this one a taste. The head has all but completely subsided, so let's go ahead and try it. Very good. Not very sweet. This is definitely a savory and bitter biased stout. It's not like it's not very dessert style at all, which I think is kind of actually to be expected with it being Russian styled. There's just extremely light sweetness up front with the malts. And that fades into kind of like a peat smoke and like a bitter, super bitter, chocolatey finish on the beer. Honestly, it's good, but it's not great. It kind of reminds me of a old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout, but without any sweetness in it, kind of. There's a little bit of a herbal kind of licorice medicinal thing going on at the end, which is good. As far as score is concerned, I'd probably score this about a 80 in the style. It's definitely a good Russian Imperial Stout, but not great. As far as my own personal preference, or I guess experience rating goes on this, about a 78 to 79. I'm liking it all right. I've definitely had a better Russian Imperial Stout before. Where this beer for me suffers is the fact that it almost has no sweetness. It needs just a little bit, because this is pretty rough stuff. It's just alcohol, malt, and not even gonna call it it's not chocolate. It's just cocoa nibs. That's what it is. That's what I've been trying to get out this whole time. This is just like super powerful cocoa nibs. You know, no sweetness, just base cocoa, alcohol, and malt. So it's very rugged, kind of, in a sense. It's good though. You have to be in the mood for it. If you are a big fan of stouts and you're wanting something kind of not sweet, a lot more on the savory side, that would be a good reason to get this one. Just do bear in mind it is quite bitter. It has like hardly any sweetness, so it's definitely something for fans of those more bitter, savory beers. There's not anything dessert about this beer. Anyway, that has been my review of Solemn Oath Brewing Kavorka Russian Imperial Stout. Hope you guys enjoyed the beer review as always, and stay tuned for the next one.